What's going on, fam? Cyclops TV here, and today I kind of want to talk to you guys about something a little special called a Twitch schedule. See how that kind of rhymed a little bit? Pretty freaking cool. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'll show you guys some really dope information that you guys probably overlooked being streamers and small streamers that all the big dogs are doing. They're just not telling you. First thing you need to do is specify your goals. Why do you need to do this? Well, it's because you can't hit something you can't see. The reason that a lot of people don't specify their goals is because a lot of people prefer to live in this weird, foggy, very vague and broad kind of environment in their life. Why? It's because that people are afraid of failure. And failure is unfortunately one of those things that you're going to have to go through if you want to learn from a lot of your mistakes or just overall just making yourself a better streamer in general. So you have to learn to embrace failure. But a lot of people don't want to do that, and they rather spend the next 20, 30, 40 years of their life living in this foggy mess and then just waking up one day and being like, wow, I made a lot of mistakes, or maybe not even having to confront those mistakes at all. So the biggest mistake for somebody like that is that you just wasted all your time, because time is something you will never get back. The next thing you want to do is you want to create a goal structure. A goal structure is something that you would like to have ultimately at the end of your dream. Like, this is something that you're shooting for, something so valuable, so important, that even if you were to fail, you're gonna get back up because you're so determined to chase that. Whether it's something you're gonna be suffering to get done, you're gonna be failing to make happen, you're gonna have to take sacrifices and make sacrifices to make it happen, it doesn't matter, because that goal is so powerful that it justifies every bad thing that could possibly happen. Next thing you want to do is you want to take that schedule and you're going to break it down to its micro level. This means by the minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, week by week, and ultimately month by month. And once you get it that far down, you're pretty much setting yourself up for success. The thing that a lot of people have problems with, guys, is that when they create a schedule, they automatically think that they're going to create a prison for themselves. And there you go ahead and they write the most craziest schedule and they break it down to a point where it's just like, oh, you have to do all these horrible things in the beginning of your day just to enjoy yourself for an hour or two streaming or whatever you're trying to shoot your goal for. But that kind of schedule is it's a ticket for disaster. Like, it's going to be the worst freaking time of your life. You're going to regret it. And in fact, you'll probably only be on that schedule for maybe a day or two. And then you're going to even have in the back of your thought, it's going to be like some kind of traumatic thing where it's like, I will never create a schedule again, because schedules are prisons. And that's not always the case. So don't make that mistake. One of the things that you need to do is that when you create a schedule, you're making a schedule to form the best day possible for you as a streamer. This day is going to entitle, yes, there's going to be some responsibilities in this day, but don't make the whole thing just a giant responsibility and just have a little playtime in the end. That's a mistake. You want to create a day where you are tackling your responsibilities, whether that's, switching out the cat litter, mopping the floors, cleaning the house, doing the dishes, doing the laundry, whatever that little household stuff you need to do. Go ahead and knock that out, and then prepare that day for just nothing but success and trajectory towards your goal. If you create a schedule you love, then all of a sudden it doesn't become a prison, but it rather becomes a routine set in schedule for you to be successful. That when you are putting in these responsibilities, you need to weigh out your responsibilities to your rewards. You need to learn to negotiate with yourself. This schedule isn't for your mommy and daddy to approve of. It's a schedule for you as a full-time streamer to put down into practice for yourself. You need to talk after this video is over and Cyclops TV is done talking. You need to go and grab a piece of paper and a pencil and say, whatever your name is, write it down and be like, hey, this is what you need to do. You need to negotiate with yourself and be like, hey, because on a psychological level, it's hard for people to grasp that, because naturally and inherently we want to be lazy. We want to procrastinate. That's just inside of us, all of us. We are just built that way. So it's almost like you have to force yourself and pry yourself to this point to be able to create a routine. After, what do they say, after 21 days you form a habit, and at that point you're already going. Like, you'll definitely be on your right way to go to reach that level of success that you're shooting for. If you don't put yourself in this situation where you're talking to yourself and showing yourself that if you sacrifice and you go through this, that you will have what you want out of life. All of a sudden, it doesn't become a schedule. It becomes something that you yourself have agreed with while you're putting into practice with the schedule itself. Keep in mind that when you are writing this schedule down, don't write it from a timeline from this time to this time is what I need to have done. Rather, when you write your schedule, write it for the day. One day at a time, over and over and over again is what you're shooting for. Don't put it into a timeline because you're going to burn out and you're going to hate yourself. So instead, just like there's the sun and then we have the moon and we're all in cycle and everything is on a rotation, you need to create your schedule also on a rotation just like that. So when you wake up in the morning, for example, my schedule, when I wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, I put on a pot of coffee, I get some cereal, and I start eating that and drinking that, and I'm working my way over to a small little Bible study just between me and God. Then I break that up and I get my spirits up, I get my mind right, all ready for the stream that I will ultimately have. About 11 o'clock, I'm eating something for lunch. 12 o'clock, I'm getting ready to put my stream together. I'm getting all my information down or whatever I'm going to plan on doing for the stream. And 12 o'clock, I will actually be streaming, or maybe even 1 o'clock, 12:01, depending on what it is. And from 1 to 4:30, I am now streaming. So I'm basically starting my day like a cycle. I'm going ahead and eating, I'm getting ready. I got my peak time, which is me on my stream, because I want to give my best to my audience. And then when my stream is dying down, then I'm ending my stream. I have a little moment before my wife gets home from work, and I will go ahead and I will take my stream, edit the videos, throw up some stuff on social media, create my own content. If I have a little left over for tomorrow, then I'll just save that and get ready to post it for tomorrow. But everything's in its own time and cycle, and then by the time my wife comes home, we kind of wind down, we eat some dinner. I make sure that I turn off my phone 3 hours before I even go to sleep, because the blue light keeps you up, it stimulates your mind. So once you finally get to that last part, you're actually just winding yourself down, you sleep, and you do it all over again. So everything's kind of just like, it's in a healing process, restoration process, and a productive process all at the same time. So you never really burn out, because you give yourself plenty of time to take the rest that your body needs, your mind needs, and even your own inspiration and creativity needs. So make sure that you put your schedule down like that. To yourself, your best hour of that day. You're being productive, or at least you think you are. And would you pay somebody $50 for that hour that you put in? The same exact work that you put in, would you pay someone $50 for that? If the answer is no, there's no way, I was lazy, I was on my phone half the time, I didn't get anything done, I wasn't productive, then that just goes to show that you were not putting any value into yourself for that hour. All the work and effort that it took to make that hour worth something. So instead of you paying somebody, you need to put it in the value of yourself and pay yourself what you are worth. Make yourself have that hour so good, so jam-packed that it's worth $50 at the least. So make sure that you're doing that with every hour that you have, because once that time is done, you don't get it back. So make sure that you put in everything you can, and when that cycle's over, rest, recharge, and do it all over again. Even if you have this schedule, you're not going to hit it every time. Okay, we're humans, we're going to make mistakes. But if you can at least hit this at least 50, 60, 70% of the time, that's more time and percentage than you would have if you've never started a schedule at all. You're not going to be perfect. The whole idea in life is to try your best. Try. You're not shooting for perfection. You're not going to hit perfection. You're going to be sad and you're going to be disappointed. There are times where I make mistakes. I miss it by 30 minutes to an hour on my schedule, and I'm like, oh no, what do I do? Don't worry. Pick it back up. Start all over again tomorrow. We're going to get it right. And that's exactly what I do every single time until I finally reach those in the high numbers, that 60%, that 70%, that 80% maybe. Wow, that would be insane. And that would be the day that I put out the best content that I possibly could for you guys. So in conclusion, when you create a schedule, just make sure every day is something that's going to start climbing you up this ladder of success. Realize that you're not going to be perfect, but you're going to try your best. Another thing to remember is that it's going to take time for your body, your soul, and your mind to all come together to fully grasp the potential of this schedule. It's going to take time for your body to adjust to the sleep patterns, eating habits, and diet. It's going to take you time for your mind to finally be steady and be still and collective on your thoughts instead of just being on your phone all the time and keeping your mind foggy and not being productive. It's going to take time for those things. But having a schedule like this will start separating all the things that are not necessary and putting into perspective the things that are actually worth your time and value. So that is the importance of a schedule. So I'm going to go ahead and post you guys on this my schedule, and you guys can do as you please with it. It's something that's worked for me, and it's been going fantastic. My social media, my fan base, my Twitch, everything has been a slow incline, and I just hope that it does the same thing for you. Of course, I am a different person than you. Maybe you have a different sleep schedule that you would like to add, but this is mine, and you're free to change it up as you will, because you are your own individual person. And again, guys, I appreciate you guys just taking the time out to watch this video. I really hope it was beneficial for you. And I know it might be a little bit long, but I really felt like this was something that a lot of people are just not grasping. And you have all the potential to do it, but it's just so hard to get that structure down. And I'll be honest, I am not one for structure whatsoever. I'm 30 years old and I'm just now writing this stuff down. So if you're younger than me, go ahead and become something quicker and more efficient than I have, because it took me a long time to figure this out, and now I know it. So y'all take it easy. Cyclops TV. If you're not following me on Twitch already, that'd be fantastic if you did. And y'all have a good one now.